Messicks, a helping hand with your land.
Hey guys, Neil from Messicks here. Today we're going to do something a little bit different for you. I'm going to take you on a tour of our store at Elizabethtown from our drone. We've got a really impressive amount of equipment parked outside right now for sale. So we're going to take this thing out and give you an aerial view of what this place looks like. So if you come up our driveway here, you'll see we're located right off of Route 283. This is the major highway that runs between Harrisburg and Lancaster. Etown is kind of our main hub store. We have 5 locations all spread throughout the Harrisburg area. This is the store that we've really been at for the longest, and it acts as a hub for all the other locations. So a lot of our equipment sales will happen out of here. Parts and that kind of stuff, a majority of the inventories are kept here. If you look, we'll run through the used equipment lots here first, since they're the closest. If you look down below us here, you can see that there's a couple of big balers sitting down here beside 2 combines, some sprayers. All this, that lot right there is where we keep all of our used hay tools. And then down across the road over here are other used equipment, so tractors, disc binds, tillage equipment. Mostly things that are agriculture related are all going to be kept in this lower lot right over here. You can see here coming up the driveway, see how close I can get down in here, how brave I am. We got 2 long lines of skid loaders. Our business in skid steers has really picked up here in the last 2 years, and there's a impressive amount of skid steers sitting on the lot right now. Going up the driveway there. Over here to the right, this building here, we bought here about a year ago. It used to belong to the local police department, and they moved out to a different facility. So we're now using this as the Crone lot. So you can see a bunch of ECTC pivoting mowers. It's a Big X, there used to be 3 of them over there. Big M 450, the new one. And since we're kind of so packed for space around here, a lot of our used compact tractors end up kind of on this side of the building here as well. So you'll see an L45 parked right there at the corner. I'll go down here and freak out the guy in that pickup truck. See if he's watching. Looks like he's headed out to make a delivery with those 2 commercial mowers. Now if we continue back up the driveway over here, you'll see a couple of different buildings. This is the entrance right here to the parts and sales department, the kind of our main office building. You'll see the front of this space right now is just packed full of tractors, and believe it or not, that's a small fraction of what we've got right now. This is about the most that we can manage to put out front before it just starts to get a little out of hand. And that line of equipment continues all around this building as we kind of circle around here. So you can see the line of a skid loader boom or excavator booms there across the front of the building. And we can continue up the side over here, and you can see this is where our service department parks all their service trucks. Line of equipment displayed along the highway over here. So there's a line of New Holland tractors that are parked there along the highway on that ramp so that they're visible. And then this is kind of an overflow. So there you see a whole bunch of BX23 Kubotas sitting down there. More Kubota RTVs, other equipment just sitting over here. This spot gets really wet down there in that bottom spot. So we kind of can only park a handful of machines off there on the side. Gonna run back around over here to where I'm sitting quick. That's our service shop right there that we're flying over top of now. And we're gonna come back over to me, who's sitting right there in the picture now. So we're back over top of the showroom again here. You'll see this is kind of the lower area right there is most of the New Holland tractors and stuff. And again, this is stuff that's out for retail display. There's There's more equipment, and then retail attachments down here as well. See, UPS is here currently. And down here on the other side of the road, there's what we call the lower warehouse. So we have a lot of used equipment that gets stacked up down here above that ag lot. So there's a mess of used skid loaders and excavators. And then we get storage. So this warehouse right here is used for parts. It's largely big parts that don't fit in the smaller bins in this upper building up here to the right. So think things like windshields, disc bind rolls, that kind of stuff. Things that are large and they don't fit into small bins are kept in that building with overflows into those storage containers there on the outside. But as we go up over here after the used equipment, this is where we'll store a lot of our new stuff that's waiting for buyers, right? So you'll see there's a whole stack of Kubota loaders down there right below us on the right, backhoes on the left, and tractors that haven't been set up yet. On the pallet racking there to the right, you'll see that's where we store things like excavator buckets and cutting edges and post augers, that kind of attachments. Woods attachments there on the left, and this back field over here we use as well. Generally over here is where we keep a lot of the big used stuff, so like combines and mergers and that kind of stuff that just take up so much space. They need to be put a little bit further away from the building just for storage purposes. So you can see as we fly around here, we have about a 13-acre lot at this store, and every corner of it is filled with something. On the right hand side over there, we've got buckets, tire storage. The left hand side is skid loader attachments, all of your buckets, your preparators. Our rental equipment starts to sit around the back over here. Rental attachments, and then a lot of this space over here around the buildings is used for equipment that's about to head into the shop for some kind of repair work. So we're going to continue up the road over here. This building on the right-hand side is ours as well. We would have purchased this one probably about 10 years ago now at this point. Used to be a neighboring car dealer. We always had owned that space up there. They rented the buildings from us, and they moved out to another location down the road, so we took this one over a while ago. We used to use the showroom and stuff up in here for retail sales, but that really started to become challenging having two separate showrooms. So when we did a renovation on the lower building down here, we moved all of our showrooms back together again. But most of the equipment sitting up in this area right now is equipment that's sold, that's simply waiting to be delivered. And as we fly up into here, this is most of our rental fleet down below, or big ag stuff that doesn't fit in the small delivery lot. Things kind of mix together, you know, you just kind of find space where you have it. So now we're headed into the upper lot up here. The upper lot is largely new ag equipment and the big stuff that can't fit down around the building. So as we move up through there, you'll see some forage boxes, some 3-point disc mowers. There's a New Holland self-propelled sprayer. A lot of mergers sitting there on the left in the middle. Rakes, tedders, a handful of balers, self-propelled mergers, self-propelled sprayers. There's a crone chopper. Looks like we got a used cloth sitting up here. Bale carriers, more mergers, and then we'll get into big used self-propelled. So some big tillage tools. There's a used Big M, combines, harvesters, self-propelled sprayers, you name it, the list just keeps on going on and on and on around here. So you notice that it probably might seem a little disorganized to you as you're flying around, and to a point you're right. We've had things laid out like this for years, so everybody kind of knows where to find things, but it is not too hard to lose stuff around here too. I mean, we do periodic inventories and that kind of stuff to try to make sure we know what all is here. And if you need to go out and find a particular serial numbered unit, sometimes it can take you a while to do that. It's just a lot to find. So here at Etown, beyond everything that you've seen here, there is, let's see if I can find it here. We have an outside storage facility as well. It's about 3 or 4 miles away from the store here down the road, out in kind of that general direction that I'm pointing right there. We'll have several more warehouses that are basically filled with equipment. So right now they're mostly filled with setup zero-turn mowers that are waiting to be purchased, so that when we need to fill that rush of business that happens here in the springtime, we've got a good pool of units to be able to pull from to deliver those things. And also our excess of things like round balers and disc mowers and that kind of stuff. There's only so much that we could fit in this store here, so even as much equipment as you see sitting along the highway and that the drone is covering and stuff here, there's usually probably at least another 100, 150 fairly large pieces sitting over at that storage building yet too. So a lot of equipment. Generally at any given time, we're usually sitting on somewhere in the neighborhood of $20 to $30 million of inventory. So the Etown store here is a busy place. And like I said, we have 5 stores, and this store is feeding those other locations for a lot of their inventory needs too. The other stores will sit on a fair amount of stuff too, but largely they're going to sit on retail needs, like the inventory that's going to carry us out into 6 and 9 months. That's generally about what we need to have on hand, is 6 to 9 months worth of inventory is largely kept here. It's a Holiday Inn that's right beside us here, that blue roof down there. They're doing an addition on their building right now. And that shot right there kind of gives you a shot of the heart of all the buildings that we've got here. So the brown roof right there, like I said, in the lower left-hand corner, that would be our lower warehouse. The front portion of the building on the right-hand side there, that first chunk of it, that's the parts department, and that's largely the showroom portion of it. So our sales guys would all have desks down in there, the parts counters down in there for you to walk up to and get help. The long part sticking out the back from there would be currently our parts storage area. Before that big white warehouse was built, that used to be our shop. When the shop moved out, the parts department took that over, and including the jut that goes out to the left-hand side out there as well. So that whole lower building there is all of our parts department. The service shop would be up there in the back. You can see they've got the garage doors open. It's a nice sunny day today. That's a 40,000 square foot building, just right about an acre under roof, that houses, I believe right now, between 32 to 35 service technicians, somewhere in that neighborhood. So this is a lot going on. Then the far building up there, like I was saying earlier, there used to be a car dealership. That's a warehouse, and our administrative offices are up there. Accountants, inventory guys, receptionists, that kind of thing. So as you can see, there's a lot of equipment on hand right now. So if you're shopping for a piece new or used, it's hard to imagine we don't got something out there that's going to fit your needs. So if you're in the market for a piece of equipment right now, if you have any parts needs that we can help you with, or service work that needs to be done, give us a call at Messicks. We're available at 800-222-3373 or online at Messicks.com.